and welcome to Hearts for Housing 2022, Mission Possible Virtual Edition. My name is Tally Rabatin, and I am the Community Engagement Director at Lydia Place. On behalf of the entire board and staff, thank you so much for being here. Tonight's event will be streaming live shortly, right here on this page, so don't go far. Tonight's program will include Lydia Place program updates from Executive Director Emily O'Connor, a live chat with LP friend and agent of change, Alicia Hawkins, live comedy from Bellingham Entertainment, and words shared from Lydia Place partners and staff. In addition, an online silent auction filled with tons of wonderful experience and packages to purchase, which helps raise critical funds for our programs and services. But before we set forth on this mission, I'd like to review some housekeeping and virtual event tips to ensure you are set and ready for tonight's experience. Make sure that you have registered your credit card information to donate or purchase during the Hearts for Housing event. To do this, follow the prompted steps. Please note that your online RSVP does not mean that you are registered to bid. You will have to input your credit card details prior to bidding or donating. Your credit card information is secure and will not be charged until you have bid or purchased an item or items or have donated to the auction. Have no fear, we have many crew members standing by, and they are happy to assist you with any concerns or issues you may encounter. If you need support, please contact us at events@lydiaplace.org or by calling 360-485-0683. Keep in mind the auction will remain open until Sunday, March 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So keep bidding, and after tonight, this program will remain here for everyone to view and watch. So please do help us spread the word and encourage your friends and family to join us on our mission and raise critical funding for families experiencing homelessness here in our community. Okay, we are ready to set forth on this mission to disrupt the cycle of homelessness and promote sustained independence for current and future generations. We are mission critical and need your help. To accept this mission, join us tonight in fundraising and become an agent of change.
Thank you, Tally, and thank you, community, for joining us for Hearts for Housing. I am continually amazed at the dedication and compassion of all of you out there joining us yet again for another virtual hybrid event. I have learned so many things over the course of this past 2 years, but one of the things that has surprised me most was realizing just how much I love, count on, and need to be connected to my community, which is to say, I have missed you all so very much. I am excited, even though I can't see your beautiful faces, to laugh with you tonight, to celebrate the opportunity to make this hard and heavy world just a little bit better together. Last month, I hope you all joined Lydia Place in celebrating Black excellence and reflecting on the path to justice and healing. And this month, I hope you will join us as we celebrate Women's History Month. As we engage our hearts and minds in the work of being our best selves for each other, aided or encouraged at times by conventions such as holidays and formal acknowledgments, I wanted to take a moment to recognize that we do so from a breathtakingly beautiful spot of this planet, which is and has been the ancestral homelands of the Lakhtamish, Nooksack, and all the Coast Salish people since time immemorial. With spring just beginning to breathe its warmth all around us, I am reminded daily of our deep connection to this land, and I am filled with gratitude for the lessons of stewardship and community that are a constant gift from our Indigenous neighbors. Tonight, we have a jam-packed hour ahead of us, but before we jump into the mission, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to the incredible individuals behind some amazing local businesses who keep saying yes for kids and yes for families, no matter how many times we come knocking. Thank you so much to our presenting sponsor, Innovations for Quality Living. To our diamond level sponsors, RAM Construction, First Federal, CSS Communications, and Random Acts. To our gold level sponsors, WA Fed Bank and Banner Bank, thank you. Thank you to our silver level sponsors, Highline Construction, WeQ, Hempler's Food Group, Peace Health, People's Bank, Caliber Home Loans, the Lochtimish Foundation, and BP. And our bronze level sponsors and event partners, Hemisphere, Joy of Pilates, Savvy Bank, Veritas Media, Belcher Swanson Law, Bellingham Entertainment, 4 Points by Sheridan, and Cascade Radio Group. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, before we kick off the auction and start begging you for donations, which you know is coming, we thought it would be fun to sprinkle a little laughter into our evening. Please join me in welcoming Bellingham Entertainment and comedians Melly and Jackie.
Hello and welcome to the comedy portion of the Lydia Place Benefit Show. Let's give it up for this amazing cause. Woo! Lydia Place does so much to help so many people, especially families. So I thought, what better way to support this amazing cause than to make fun of the cutest members of my family, my pets. Now the other day, my friend was telling me about her dogs and how they're like her little therapists. You know, she comes back, she's had a bad day. And they're her rocks, they're her little emotional supports. And she's telling me about this, and all I could think about was, oh, how nice is that you have dogs that can do that for you. Because I have 3 dogs, and they're not about to support anybody. If anything, I need support from being with them. Sydney is my second dog, and he is a Pit Bull Great Dane mix. And he sounds like this, because he has a lot of anxiety, and he is allergic to existing. So for example, if he eats potatoes, he gets hives. If he eats poultry, he gets hives. If he is bit by a bug, he gets hives. If there is a fly in the room, he gets hives. If there is dust anywhere, he gets hives. If he gets a little too stressed out, he gets hives. And then sometimes when we give him the medicine for his hives, he also gets hives. He's the most like me. So that's Sydney. And then my third dog, her name is Maggie. She's a border collie, so she makes me feel stupid at least once a day. And she sounds like this, because the Minnesota accent is one of those ones where I think somebody with it could call you stupid and you'd think it was a compliment. You know, you're so stupid. Like, it sounds so sweet and nice. And then you'd get home a few hours later and go, wait a second. Oh my God, I didn't even notice, and they totally call me stupid. Are they right? I think maybe they're a little right. But so Maggie sounds like this. She's a very smart dog breed, so she makes me feel a little dumb sometimes. And she makes me feel dumb when I'll do this thing a lot. I don't know if you've experienced it, where I will pour myself a glass of water, bring it into a room, and then immediately be unable to find it. So I'll go into the kitchen, pour myself a second glass of water, come back into that room, and what Maggie likes to do is just go nudge the water glass that I couldn't find and look at me as if to say, I am shocked that you're the one who's taking care of me. Thank you so much for the chance to perform and be a part of this show, and I cannot wait to introduce our headliner comedian. She is a hilarious lady. She produces the Laughing Elk comedy show in Tacoma, Washington, and she was voted runner-up for Best Mom by her kids. Please give it up for Jackie Turgison, everybody. Woo! Give it up for Jackie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Jackie Turgison. I'm super excited to be here virtually with you guys. I am, if you can't tell by my demeanor, I am a millennial. Yeah, I can prove it to you guys. Okay, you ready for this? I have had 22 jobs in my life. I know. You know what that says about me, like, as a person? Says that I give an amazing interview. Amazing. At least 22 of them, right? Go me. I mean, I'm still a millennial, so, like, I'm not gonna stick around and, like, do the work. Like, Yuck. Ooh. But you'll hire me, you know. Hiring me is a lot like online shopping, okay? Because it only takes like a few minutes for the boss to be like, well, this is not fitting like I thought it would. No. Can we return this? What's the return policy here? Actually, I have, to be honest with you guys, I've actually had 23 jobs. Yeah, if you count my current one, which, spoiler alert, you guys, I already tried to quit, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But it got really awkward in the meeting when I tried to quit because one guy, true story, he started crying. It's unprofessional. And the other guy, he looked me straight in the eyes and he crapped his pants. Yeah, so I guess I'll be a stay-at-home mom a little longer. If you want me that bad, I'll stay, you know. It is a little flattering. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was flattered. I have 3 kids, you guys, 3 kids under 6. It's a little crazy. I remember when I was younger and I'd say things like, I can't wait to be a mom one day. And I meant one day. It's a lot longer of a time commitment than I realized. It's a little crazy. My kids are awesome. They are crazy. You know, you hear a lot of people say like, oh my God, you have kids? I have a dog. It's like the same. And you know, sometimes I agree with them. Like, it is a lot similar because if I do not walk my kids first thing in the morning, they will destroy my house and pee all over the carpets. It's similar. It's crazy. Like the other day, they just have a lot of energy. The other day I walked in, my son had poured water on the floor and was dragging my baby through it, you guys. Oh my God. I flipped out, if I'm going to be honest with you. I lost it. I was like, what do I have to do to get you two to do the kitchen next? Because these floors are sparkling. They're just... So my kids are available for hire, is what I wanted to say there. Just see me in the chat after this. They'll come over. They will get that floor sparkling for you. The pandemic was crazy for us with so many young kids. You know, but a lot of people, I heard them complaining about remote learning, but it wasn't that hard for us, to be honest. Within the first like 2-3 days, my 4-year-old could get all set up himself, okay? He could get to Netflix. He could get to Hulu. Like, he really learned that remote. Yeah, he really did. It's crazy. I think there was a lot within a global pandemic that's just crazy, you know, just unbelievable. And for me, the most unbelievable part about all of this on a personal level was that I truly believed that I would homeschool my children. Like, I thought I would. But let's see if we can do this math together, okay? 3 homeschool curriculum spot plus 100 craft ideas equals, can anybody guess? Yes, 100 movies watched. Yeah, 0 things learned. Okay, we did learn all the songs to Frozen, so guess it's not a total wash. I don't know. I do love my kids though. They're amazing. They did destroy my body. Any other moms out there? Let's have a play date. See me after the chat, in the chat room. I don't know. They destroyed my body, you guys. Like, my stomach's just confused after all the stretching so many times. So it reinvented itself as a butt, which is gross. Then I bought mom jeans. You know what I mean? You got to tuck it in, give it a proper home. Yeah, I actually call my mom jeans my Tupperware jeans because it's where I put my baby leftovers. They're still fresh. Got to hear the snap. Then you know they'll stay fresh. After you have your baby, maybe you guys experience this, but you sweat more than you ever have in your life. But don't worry, ladies, it's totally natural, okay? It's just your body flushing itself of all your hopes and dreams. Yeah, it's an important part of the process. Can't skip that one. No, I do love my children. We do have some crazy moments here at the Turgison household. And, I think every parent experiences this, right? There are moments in parenting where you wonder, like, ooh, is this a traumatic moment for you? And then there are other moments where you're sure of it. Like, oh, God, this is going to come up later in your adulthood. And I had one of those moments the other day, you guys. I sent my kids to play outside. It was a beautiful day. What could go wrong? Well, a few minutes into it, I hear my kid yell out, "Mom!" So I run out. You guys, my son had opened the recycling bin and found all of his old artwork that I had thrown away. Oh my God, I felt so bad. It looked like the final days of Enron out there, you guys. Papers just flying everywhere. He was trying to chase him, I'm ruined. Oh my God, it was so sad. I was like, buddy, it's gonna be okay. He was like, Mom, it's full. Oh God, I was like, buddy, listen, okay? Look at me. I only keep the good ones, so whose fault is this really? Oh, listen, okay. Let's be honest, before you guys judge me too hard, I think my kid's a great artist, okay? I love a good egg carton wrapped in duct tape just as much as the next person, okay? But I'm 5 finger paintings away from becoming a hoarder. I don't have the room anymore, you guys. It was very sad. And I think I've broken his trust a little bit, you guys, because the other day, he would ask me where this stuff was, and I would kind of lie. I'd be like, I don't know where that Spider-Man drawing went. And like I said, I know that I've broken his trust because the other day, he asked me where his brother was. You guys, when I said grandma's, he went straight for the recycle bin, you guys. Oh my God. You know what? That is my time. Thank you so much for laughing with me. Thank you for having me. And thank you for supporting everything that Lydia Place is doing. Have a great night.
Laughter is such good medicine. I forget that at times, and I'm always glad to be reminded. But now we have to get a little bit serious because this is, after all, about homelessness. My friend Ben Kinney was going to join us in studio this evening, but sometimes, as you know, life gets in the way. So thanks to the pandemic-induced technology, it's always possible to show up from afar. So we'll hear from Ben a little bit later in the program. But in the meantime, it is my privilege to introduce you all to Alicia Hawkins, Lydia Place's amazing 2022 board president. Alicia, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks, Emily.
It's nice to have you here. We were just talking before we started this evening about kittens, because one of the things that Alicia does is foster kittens. And I have to say, I've known you for many years now, and I am constantly in awe at how many different ways you find to give back to your community. It is it's as if you have somehow woven giving into every aspect of your life. And where does that come from? Mm-hmm. And I just, it's like, I want to be you when I grow up.
Oh gosh.
It's just it's like a way of life for you. It's like, I'm like, oh, and there's another thing I didn't know you were involved with. And the kittens sound like a lot of fun, I have to say. As a mom with 3 kids, my eldest daughter is currently kitten obsessed. And so I'm considering doing for a good cause, kitty fostering.
Yes.
But what is it? Is this how do you fit all of that into your life and still go to work? And
Yeah. I think from a really young age, I was given many role models who have given themselves and kind of made service their lives in one way or another. And so grandparents, parents, like they're just hard workers and people that give back in any way they can. And sometimes that's volunteering, and sometimes it's serving on a board, and sometimes it's saying something nice to somebody walking down the street. You know, it really can be a number of different things that I think people can do on their own to make the world a better place. I know it sounds cliche to say stuff like that, but I have always kind of felt internally that that's what I'm here to do, is to help implement change and be a voice for people who perhaps don't have a voice of their own or are marginalized in a way that doesn't allow them to have that voice. And I think that's why I'm drawn to Lydia Place's work so much. But I also, I just try and find it in everything that I do. You mentioned work. I find organizations that I work for that have similar values to myself, that are community-minded and have compassion for others, and just pour myself into that in the same way that I do outside of work.
I think about that all the time, like how every little thing that we do matters. And, I tell my kids all the time that they have a superpower just in their words. And just the littlest thing can either make somebody's day better or make them feel invisible or make their day terrible. And it turns out, and I think the pandemic has kind of underscored this for a lot of us, that we're so interconnected to one another. And I think we lose sight of that sometimes. My route to take my daughter to preschool is Iowa Street. And through this whole winter, there's this one stoplight I get to, and there's been this elderly, like grandfatherly gentleman who is in kind of in between two buildings, sometimes with a cardboard sign and sometimes not. And it's cold. And he's there every morning, and sometimes with a cup of coffee and sometimes not. And as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about, like, how does the world allow people to be sort of invisibly suffering on their own? And we had the last freeze, and then he wasn't there that morning. I'm sort of like this, like, heavy, like, where, like, and how do we fix those things so that we see each other? And I was thinking about, we asked the staff regularly for some pieces from their work, and I was thinking about, I brought with me something to share from, let me actually just find it, from Meredith, who reflected, she's our outreach manager, and she said, I'd like community members to know they often express great appreciation and admiration to me and the rest of the Lydia Place staff for the work that we do. And there are times when I, too, am in awe of the team, but I know I'm just a regular person who is learning and growing and doing my best, and I'm pretty sure my coworkers are, too. And yes, we have an incredible team that works hard to develop the skills needed to do this work well, but we're just people, just the same as anyone else. And in other words, I'd like everyone to realize that they have the ability to make a difference too. And solving the problem of family homelessness is not a project that's reserved for only special or extra compassionate people. Not only can regular community members make a difference, but we won't be able to accomplish our mission unless they join us. And I thought, like, oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful perspective to think about. It's just us showing up or not, right? And I think about, you serve on the board, and I wonder sometimes whether the board feels disconnected from the work, because this is my job. I live and breathe this world, but you sort of interact intermittently with this work at Lydia Place, and yet you keep showing up.
Yes, I do. I loved what Meredith said about, like, us learning and growing. And I think part of that is why I joined the Lydia Place board. It's because I knew that I could challenge myself by offering a piece of myself to others. And the work that Lydia Place does in our community is so incredible. I mean, I think we see a lot of people putting Band-Aids on solutions, which is a fix it just may be a small, more shorter term fix. And what I see Lydia Place doing is really addressing the root problem. And in doing so, we're able to see a longer term, hopefully everlasting effect on our community, those homeless individuals like that man that you see between the buildings, and everyone else who may fall into homelessness tomorrow, the next day, and so forth. So I think for me, it's seeing the work. While, yes, I'm not doing it every single day, I am involved enough to know what our various teams are up to. We get to hear client stories from our staff, which is really exciting. We get to see the numbers, which is, data always tells a story too. And so, and then we get to see our community grow and learn in the same ways. And that's what just keeps me connected.
That is pretty great. Have you been in Whatcom County how long have you been here?
Yeah, so my family moved here when I was 9, and I say that Bellingham is my hometown. Yeah. I moved away for college. I actually went to New York to Syracuse University. It was so fun. I had a little bit of wanderlust and found that in my travels to New York and then in traveling abroad. And then I found myself back in Washington in the Seattle area because I felt like I needed big city, and something called me back, and I found myself back in Whatcom County, and I'm so glad that I did because the community that we have here is magical. I think that people really do come together. People are kind and they want to see change and they want to be a part of that change. Yeah. And I think in some other communities, it might be a little bit more difficult to find that or see that, especially in larger cities. But for me, here in Bellingham and Whatcom County is where I see and get to be connected to all of that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been here 22 years now, and I think about sometimes you can't tell what's changing around you when you're in it.
Yeah.
Right? And at the same time, I think there's this balance of, I think about, the sort of the scale and the scope of the problem, and that although it can feel at times like we are continuing to lose ground, we've got, since the pandemic started, more than double the number of families on the waiting list. And sometimes it seems like no matter how many resources we throw at the problem, we're not getting, it's not resolving, right, which is just a matter of size and scale. Yeah. But I also feel like Whatcom County has this beautiful opportunity because of its size to actually wrap our arms around each other in a way you can't do in a larger community.
Exactly.
And experiment a little bit to say, like, what's the best possible way for us to respond to a family that experiences a housing crisis? And at what point should we respond? Do we respond when they're on our doorstep in a car, or when they're in a tent, or living in a shed somewhere in a backyard? Or do we think about how to wrap our arms around each other and create community such that those situations are lesser? And I think that's sort of the heart of the problem, is moving. We want, at Lydia Place, we want us to keep moving further up that chain so that there is less trauma to respond to. And this feels like a community where not only do we have the heart and the dedication and the commitment to do that, but I think we actually could do that. I think we're the right size to really experiment with some of these things that are, they're painful for all of us. Yeah. And you see that, housing prices are still crazy. I was just reading last week that Whatcom County, actually, the cost of living burden for families is higher than in King County.
Wow.
I'll get the numbers wrong, but it was something like 52% of households here in Whatcom County, and it was like 45% in King County, which is
crazy.
I feel like we can sort of see the problems coming at us, right? And with enough commitment to it, maybe we can redirect and harness our energy to a different direction.
Certainly. Well, and we have too already. The pandemic has shown us that.
That's true.
We've been able to shift at Lydia Place many of our services that have only ever been in person to a virtual model.
Yeah.
And thank goodness we're able to reintegrate a lot of that in-person work, which is so integral to the growth of our clients. But we're doing so in ways that challenge us as people and as an organization and a community, and ultimately are still helping our clients.
Yeah, I mean, that creativity and adaptation and flexibility is so important to us at Lydia Place. And it's what makes this work, sort of continues to infuse inspiration and hope into this work. And we talk a lot about how much can we do and how far can we stretch. And through the course of this pandemic, even though the need has continued to skyrocket, we've just seen people keep showing up for us. And like in the moments where I feel, kind of crushed by the weight of the world and the weight of all of our team, they are walking side by side and hand in hand with families who have to make impossible decisions. One of our staff was telling me about her mom who wasn't sending her kid to school because it was freezing and he didn't have a coat. And it's like the littlest things that we can fix that, and we did fix that. But if we don't know, we can't help, right? And if we don't have the community, many of our families, they just don't have that network to lean on.
Right.
And that's on us as a community to be that for each other, to be that for the families who really need us in those moments. And if we can figure that out, and I know we can because all of you keep showing up to these things and keep donating money. And tonight we have another big lofty goal because it allows us to keep saying yes. And those little bits, we had 2 families that recently exited our program, completely underwhelming. Mom went to school, she graduated from her program, and she got a good job, and she doesn't need us anymore. And another mom who is doing great, she got promoted to a supervisor at work, and it's like, well, that's so great. And that's exactly what we want, right? We want to see, one of our teammates was telling us about a kiddo, about seeing kids come through the human services department who were Lydia Place clients when they were kids.
Oh, wow.
And those are the
Love that.
wins, right? And I think if we can harness all of that and keep doing it, even when it feels hard, this is something that we can be really proud of and respond to.
We can do hard things.
We can do hard things. Alicia, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Emily. Glad to be here.
Now, while you all at home get that thermometer moving, nudge, nudge, we're going to hear a little bit more about the work of Lydia Place from a double agent of change.
Thank you, Emily. On behalf of the entire Lydia Place board, it is my pleasure to be with you here this evening. Thank you for joining us on this mission. I first started volunteering with Lydia Place in 2016 because I wanted to be connected to compassion in our community. In 2018, I joined the board of directors, and this year, I have the privilege of serving as board president. The past 2 years have challenged our community and challenged Lydia Place in so many ways. Family homelessness has more than doubled. The waiting list is over 130 families deep. The pandemic has taken a huge toll on mental health. And stuck in the midst of all that hardship, so many children. Through all that struggle, however, you, our amazing community, have been steadfast in your support of Lydia Place and the families we serve. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Whether you're a financial contributor, a volunteer, a community partner, or a member of our monthly contributors circle, Housing Heroes, your support has made all the difference to the advancement of Lydia Place's mission and our ability to continue to say yes to families experiencing homelessness. Because of you, 675 children and adults received support from Lydia Place programs last year. Lydia Place's mental health program provided 1,286 individual therapy sessions, and responded to an overwhelming need by expanding services to include child and youth therapy. Our family support specialists provided 506 critical parenting support visits. Lydia Place provided 6,486 emergency bed nights to unhoused families in 2021. That is more than double the bed nights from the prior year, and still falling well short of meeting the need. Our monthly contributor program, Housing Heroes, grew to 184 committed monthly donors in 2021. You can help us hit 200 tonight by signing up for as little as $5 per month. Now, these are worthy of celebration, but they're also just numbers, and they don't tell the full story. To help us with context, we recently asked the Lydia Place team what they wished the community knew or understood about this work and the circumstances families face. 2 clear messages came through. First, our families are just like you and me. Cassidy, our lead intake case manager, shared, "Homelessness is not a moral failing. If I've learned one thing, it is that most of us are so much closer to homelessness than we think." And Erin, our clinical and program director, had this reflection. "Every single parent that I have worked with over the years dreams of having their own place and being able to pay their rent without any assistance. They want to work in jobs that they feel proud of and that their kids feel proud of them for. They want their kids to have better opportunities than they had and to be spared from the struggles and hard lessons they have had to learn. They want to feel like they belong in spaces that seem, on the surface, to be reserved for people who have it all figured out." A former Lydia Place client and current staff member said, "Most clients don't have someone in their lives to help them navigate extremely overwhelming situations and systems. With no strings attached, Lydia Place case managers fill that void. Having someone who listens to them, sees them, and believes in them can make all the difference. Lydia Place's wraparound services and supportive case management really does change lives." Second, we need each other, and having a community means everything. Annika, Lydia Place property manager, says, "Clients we work with have often experienced tremendous hardships and can feel alone and isolated from the world around them. When they hear about the ways the community of businesses, volunteers, and donors have helped to provide a motel stay, basic necessities, or give their time for an event that supports Lydia Place, clients feel seen. They have often expressed a feeling of happy surprise that people in their community care. I feel the same kind of happy surprise. The obstacles we face disrupting and ending cycles of homelessness are insurmountable without the support of a community. It gives me so much hope and joy knowing we are not alone." As a member of the board of directors, I want to thank you, the incredible team of Lydia Place staff and volunteers, for sharing these thoughts with us and for doing such hard and important work. And I want to thank each and every one of you for making that work possible and reminding those families that they matter. Thank you.
Alicia, our favorite double agent of change, thank you so much for sharing that with us, and thank you for all you do for Lydia Place and our entire community. And to all of you out there tonight, it was you, our community, who made every one of those wins she described possible. Every service, every moment of hard-fought stability for a family. You made that possible. As always, we say thank you in one breath, and we say please, pretty please in the next. Tonight is no difference, so please, pretty please, keep showing up. You knew that going into tonight, and you're always here anyway. We're so grateful to you. Tonight, we have a huge ask, our mission to raise $50,000 on that thermometer. As promised, we have the very special Ben Kinney here to give us some inspiration. Ben, thank you for zooming in to say hello.
Thanks, Emily, for asking me to join you tonight, and thanks to all of you at home for participating in such a worthy and important cause to our community. As many of you know, homelessness, hunger, especially those affecting the children in our community, it has to be minimized. It has to be stopped. We're so excited for the work that Lydia Place is doing in our community. Tonight, they've set a critical goal to raise $50,000 to help stop and reduce homelessness in our own communities. We have to hit this goal. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, in order to close the gap, our companies here, we will match 100% of the donations up to $50,000 raised here tonight, because none of us can allow homelessness or hunger to continue to affect the children and families in our community. I want to thank all of you for giving so much money already this evening. And for those of you that are waiting, dig deep in your pockets. Imagine those children and those individuals in our community that are wet and cold, hungry and homeless. They need us tonight. And give what you can give. Let's make sure that this event is the best Lydia Place housing event that we've had. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ben. I want to say a huge thank you to some very special friends who are kicking us off in a big way this evening. Thank you to our Thramer family, Ryan, and the entire Thramer crew for your $10,000 gift toward that thermometer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. $2,500 from Keston and the Hemplers Food Group. Thank you. $1,030 from Casey Porter and $500 from Brambleberry. Thank you for your donations. You've gotten us a long way towards our goal tonight. And thank you to all of you who are at home helping us get that thermometer up. While you're doing that, I'd like to send you over to Tally to learn a little bit more about some of the amazing packages we have in tonight's auction.
Thanks, Emily. Hello again. We are just thrilled to see your donations rolling in. To raise a thermometer and become an agent of change, click Make a Cash Donation on the right side of the auction page. Or text 26989 to donate from your smart device. Thank you again so much for partnering with us in our work. And don't worry, there are still ways for you to continue helping us reach tonight's fundraising goal. With a catalog of hundreds of packages, including staycations, pampering packages, and local experiences, there will be something for everyone. Here is a little taste of what you will find in the auction catalog. Get your grill on, Big Green Egg. Many thanks to our presenting sponsor, Innovations for Quality Living, for providing this incredibly coveted grill for our auction. The large egg is the most popular size and a favorite to handle the cooking needs of most families and gatherings of friends. Accommodates all egg accessories for baking, roasting, or smoking, and it's versatile enough for weekend cookouts or pizza parties. Large enough for 8 steaks at once, and efficient enough for an impromptu meatloaf for 2. Package includes large green egg, large egg nest rolling stand, plate setter for indirect cooking, ash rake, grill gripper, 1 bag of charcoal, bag of wood chips, barbecue sauce, and Innovations for Quality Living spice rub. Restrictions: no exchanges or returns. Coordinate your pickup with Ryan at Innovations for Quality Living, downtown Bellingham on James Street. Value $1,550. Aloha Maui. Enjoy a week in paradise on the beautiful island of Maui. This is the perfect romantic property and oasis of tranquility in the heart of Maui's historic Lahaina town. Just a short stroll from the art galleries and bistros on colorful Front Street. The award-winning design of these residential-style Lahaina vacation rentals is reflected in appealing details of Asian-inspired room decor, a sleek infinity pool, and an elegant poolside pavilion and cozy garden gazebos. This private, tranquil oasis awaits. Package includes 7-night condo stay at the Ayanala Lahaina. Restrictions: expires 1/31 of 2023. Dates to be mutually agreed upon with the donor. Donated by Craig Dunn. Value $1,900. Tower Paddleboard. Ready for any adventure, this inflatable paddleboard is not only practical and durable, but also beautiful. Tower's Mermaid Ice Up is a beautiful turquoise and white version of their popular inflatable board design. The board is 10 foot 4 inches by 32 inches and includes a bungee net up front for securing goods and utilities while paddling. Package includes the board, pump, and paddle. Donated by Tower Paddleboards. Value $1,200. Casa de Azul, 1 week in Cabo. Ready to get away for some fun in the sun? Enjoy this lovely condo stay in Casa de Azul with incredible amenities and activities right outside your door. This ground level 3-bed, 3-bath private condo is located within the gated community of Villa Neptuno, about 5 minutes from downtown Cabo San Lucas and Medina Beach. Each bedroom has its own spacious ensuite bathroom, and all 3 bedrooms connect to a living room and dining area. The well-maintained community area includes a shared pool and tennis court. Package includes 7 days, 6 nights in the 3-bedroom condo. Restrictions: maximum 6 adults, no pets, no smoking, and must be 23 years old or more to purchase. Dates only available between April of 2022 and October of 2022. Dates to be mutually agreed upon with the donor. Donated by Michelle Welch. Value $950. Getaway to Mount Baker. Whether it is winter or summer, nothing beats a stay in Glacier. Within 45 minutes of Bellingham, Glacier is the perfect home base for activities on and around Mount Baker. This package includes a 2-night stay at a cozy cabin, 2 ski passes from Mount Baker ski area, $100 gift card to the Wake and Bakery, and a $100 gift card to Chair 9. And a sweet Kenneth Cole 2-piece luggage set. Everything you need. Restrictions: dates to be mutually agreed upon with the cabin donor. Donated by Tracy Gillette, Mount Baker Ski Area, Lena Schammel, Jeff Savage, and Alicia Hawkins. Value $1,250. Palm Springs, here we come. Friends getaway or family trip, this fun and inviting private vacation home is an entertainer's delight, boasting 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, game room, and a private pool and spa. In Indio, California, near all the major shopping and restaurants, it's just 30 minutes away from Joshua Tree National Park and 20 minutes from trendy downtown Palm Springs. Whether you are there for the sights and desert cities or just plan to enjoy the home, this house provides everything you need for an incredible time in the sunshine. Package includes 4 nights, 5-day stay in a private home with pool. Restrictions: not available in March or April due to the festivals, Labor Day weekend, 4th of July, November 20th through the 30th, or December 15th through January 2nd. Donated by Galen Emanuel. Value $3,000. And don't forget to bid on our Dessert Dash to Your Door goodies. Winning bidders will receive a delivery of their fabulous treats on Sunday, the 27th, between 5:30 and 7 p.m. Thank you to JoJo's Donuts, Sweet Bellingham, Antler Baking Company, Barb's Pies, It's the Sweet Things, and Pure Bliss. Also in tonight's auction, you will find opportunities to join us as a housing hero. For as little as $5 a month, you can help us continue to say yes to families with children in need of emergency shelter. We have multiple packages to fit into every budget, and we want to say a special thank you to all our current housing heroes for your commitment to our work. The auction will close Sunday, the 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and all winning purchases and donations will be processed on Monday, the 28th. Please be sure to look for your receipt via email, which will include the date and time for item pickup later in the week. If you have questions or need assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out to our support crew. They are there to help at events@lydiaplace.org or by calling 360-485-0683. Back to you, Emily.
Thank you, Tally. Those sound like some really fun packages. And thank you, Ben, for always saying yes, for leading by example. Thank you, Alicia, for joining us this evening and for all the ways that you show up for our community and for the children and families we serve at Lydia Place. Thank you again to every single one of you out there tonight for joining us on this journey. Before we leave, I want to say a huge thank you to tonight's presenting sponsor, Innovations for Quality Living. Our friends at the Thramer family, you are with us each and every step of the way, and we're so grateful to you. Thank you to Troy Wills and the entire team at First Federal, to Sally and Ray Poorman at CSS Communications, and to our Hammes family and RAM Construction. To our partners and friends at Random Acts, we thank you all so very much. And to all the other sponsors that helped make tonight's fundraising possible, we see you and we thank you. Now, shop the auction, check out some sweet packages, and have fun. Remember, for best shopping, use the menu drop-down on the top left side of your screen to see all the incredible categories. And a special thank you to Brian, Justin, and Josh, and the whole crew here at Veritas Media. You may not know this community, but Lydia Place is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. And this crew here always jumps through all the hoops to make it so perfect for us. A big thank you to our community engagement team. Deja, Chrissy, Lacey, Meredith, and Tally, thank you for a job well done as always. All of you out there, stay healthy, stay safe, and we really hope to see you back in the ballroom in 2023.